Do you dream about owning your own coffee shop, your own cafe? It's a fantastic Australian dream, and we're really great at running coffee shops, I reckon. We are known for them. We have great coffee, we have great food, and the people who work there are wonderful. So why not own one? Well, the problem with owning a coffee shop or cafe is that they can have a lot of ways of going wrong, and we're going to deal with that. This particular video is going to cover the staffing issues. So let's go for that. Staff actually are probably your number one reason why a business like a cafe will fail. There are a number of reasons for this. One of them is the fact that people, especially when they're new to a business like this, they will hire too many staff. When in doubt, hire less staff. Do the work yourself. Be prepared to work hard, long hours. You do have to get up early. That is the deal. This is how these places work. And at the end of the day, I would say that 90% of the reasons would be this one reason alone. So you really have to be pretty strong on making sure you get that element just right. The second element is getting it wrong with Fair Work. And my goodness, we have had some fantastic examples of how to get that wrong, haven't we? So what I would suggest here is that when you put your staff on, workers' comp, straight away, it's a $100,000 fine from memory. Don't get that wrong. Get that done. Second thing is go straight to Fair Work and establish what the pay rates are. And depending on how you run your cafe will actually depend on how you pay them. There are different awards and there are different types of classifications, and you need to understand those things. The choices that you have would be to go to your accountant, to go to Fair Work, or to a human resources professional. And there are a number of those available these days who can work with you on these issues. The next thing we look at is superannuation. You must pay this on time. I cannot emphasize this enough. It is one of the most stringent issues now when it comes to being fined. There are actually 3 different ways they penalise you, in fact. If you're 1 day late, the penalties are like this. Firstly, you have to pay an administration fee of $20 per employee that you forgot to pay and paid 1 day late. So that could easily be $100 if there's 5 employees. The second thing is there is interest on the amount outstanding. Now, if it's 1 day, it's not going to be a lot, is it? You know, it's only going to be a few dollars. So you'll probably go, yeah, I'll live with that. But this is the one that gets you. If you are making a profit, so say you're a company, you've got 27.5% tax, and you have $10,000 worth of super, which is pretty high for you, but I'm just giving you this idea to give you an example, then you don't get a tax deduction for that. Okay, you lose the ability to have a tax deduction for the expense of superannuation that you paid 1 day late. Imagine you now can't claim $10,000 of expenses. That is $2,750 plus your $100 plus your interest for 1 day. Probably what, getting close to maybe $3,000. Being 1 day late, $3,000 extra tax and fines. Hello, don't do it. Get it right and work it out as soon as possible. One of the things I do find that with superannuation deals is that they accept that you might not know what the tax file number is, but they will not accept not knowing the date of birth of the employee. So make sure that you get that detail. Next issue, single touch payroll. This is not too bad if you're pretty familiar with using MYOB, QuickBooks, Xero, programs like that, because it's just another thing you do. But if you're not very familiar with using computers, or you've not done a payroll before and you don't really kind of get all this stuff, you're going to start having issues. And for that reason alone, you need to employ or engage a bookkeeper or a tax agent or somebody who can walk you through that. You have to be online, and you'll have to pay an approved software provider. We have found some that are only $5 a month and some that are $10 a month respectively. We did trial some of the free ones and stuff. You'll need to have a look at that yourselves, but the ones that we found that were easier to use and more reliable were at that kind of pricing mark. So you need to budget for this and be expecting to spend some pretty good time on it. The other problem you have is the pay slips. Okay, it's not just a matter of how much you pay your staff. You've got to get the pay slips right. And I will tell you now that Fair Work is known for regularly auditing this industry. Okay, it is not going to be a surprise that they turn up and go, guys, can you show me what your system looks like? Show me some payroll, pay slips. What have you done? How have you done it? Because this will happen. Okay, so you need to get the pay slips right. Now, those software programs I'm talking about with single touch payroll will generally help you with that. But let me point out, there are 19 different elements that have to be on that pay slip by law. 19. It's unreal, isn't it? I mean, we talk about the amount of stuff we've got to do. A pay slip is unbelievable what you must actually do. So, and it's also how you pay them. Can it be monthly? Can it be weekly? Can it be fortnightly? And all the rest of it. And there are things too you have to keep in mind. Don't think you can get away with doing your flat rate. Okay, that has gone years ago. Okay, I know there are a lot of people out there who still try and do this. Honestly, they are a nightmare waiting to be found, and I just do not recommend it. I mean, there possibly might be a way of doing it, but it's going to be expensive, difficult, and you are still going to be at risk. So it's just don't do it. Get a HR expert in just to set you up, explain to you how it works, and then roll with it. Because those elements too are pretty extraordinary. So there you have it. These are the types of things, and I haven't even touched like hiring and firing people. I mean, that's the whole deal, isn't it? But for the moment, these elements will actually make or break your cafe. It's Louise Bloomfield, Bloomfield & Associates. We deal with small business. Thank you.